I'm here, Nina. How are you? Hello, friends. So I see that you have met my friend Nina. Isn't she super cool? Yes, she is super cool and super smart. So we're going to be learning today and we're going to be having some fun together and I'm super excited. So every day we're going to learn something new. And every day we're going to learn how to identify our shapes, how to identify our colors, and how to count from 1 to 10. Are you ready? Let's begin. Over here, my friends, are something called shapes, okay? So every day we're going to review and go over the shapes. So I'm going to point to it and say the name. This will help you learn your shapes. Okay, let's see if you can say it with me. See if you can echo. That means if you can repeat after me. Are you ready? I'm going to say it, then I'm going to listen to hear you say it, okay? Let's try it. Square. Right, say square. Square. Circle. You got it. Circle. Triangle. Triangle. Rectangle. Rectangle. Good job. Square, circle, triangle, rectangle. Those are our shapes. Now let's move on to colors. You may know some colors, and that's okay. Let's do it together. Are you ready? Red, blue, yellow, green, purple, gray, brown, black, orange, white. Those are the colors that we're going to practice every single day. Good job. Ready? Let's try counting. I want to see if you can count from 1 to 10. Wait a minute. I want to do this part. Can I count with my friends to 10? Sure, Nina. Go ahead. All right. I'm super excited. Okay, friends, let's count. 1, 2, 3. Counting's fun for me. 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 kicks. 7, 8, 9. You're sounding very fine. 10. Let's do it again. Wow, Nina, that was great. Thank you for sharing. So let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, my friends. We have counted to 10. So today, we're going to learn one way to measure something. We're going to explore if something is heavier or lighter. Heavier means that it weighs more. Lighter means that it weighs less. We're going to read a story to learn more about heavier and lighter. We're going to discuss some things that are heavier, some things that are lighter, and some things that are the same as our apples or the objects you have found in your home. Then we're going to do 2 activities. The first activity is you're going to draw a picture of something that you found that was heavier than the apple. And then you're going to do a sorting activity. You're going to sort things into 2 categories. You're going to sort things by heavier and lighter. Things that were heavier than an apple, you're going to put on one side. Things that were lighter than an apple, you're going to put on the other side. But you're going to do that activity by yourself. So, my friends, ask your parents to help you gather the materials that you're going to need for today. The materials are, you are going to need a paper that says heavy, a paper that says light. You're going to need a blank piece of paper and some crayons. You will also need either a bag or a basket. And this is for your apples. You're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples. My friends, if you don't have 5 apples, it is okay. You can try to look around your house and find something that weighs the same as an apple and use that for the lesson for today. But don't worry, let's have some fun. So, my friends, look at this basket. Can you tell me something that you notice? What do you notice? Right, you see apples, absolutely. What else? Anything else? Right, they're in a basket. This helps us to be able to hold them all at the same time, right? So let's see how many apples we have in this basket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 apples in this basket. Now, looking at this basket, do you think this basket of apples is heavy? Or do you think this basket of apples is light? Heavy or light? So I want you to get your own basket or bag of apples and pick it up. Is it heavy or is it light? Oh, okay. You might think it's heavy. Some people might say it's light, right? But we're going to find out today if something is heavier than one apple or lighter than one apple or the same. So now I have this basket right here and it has 4 apples in it. And I have one in my hand. What do you think is heavier? The basket of apples or the one apple in my hand? You could try it. Try it. You have the same thing at home, right? Right. The basket of apples is heavier than the apple in my hand. And the apple in my hand is lighter than the basket of apples. Heavier, lighter. So right now, we're going to prepare to read our story. Put on your boop, observant eyes. That means your looking eyes. And put on your listening ears. That way you can see and hear what's happening to help you to learn. So this is the story, my friends, that's going to help us to learn about whether things are heavy or whether they are light. I'm going to quickly teach you the parts of a book, okay? This is something that's very important in our learning. So this right here is what we call the front cover. And on the front cover, it has the title, which are these words right here. And it also has a picture, and it helps us to know what the book might be about, okay? Then we have something called the back cover. On the back cover sometimes gives us a little bit of information about the story or other stories that's written by the author. And then this is the spine. This is the part of the book that holds the book together. Without the spine, the pages will fall out, right? So we need the spine to hold the book together. So this is the front cover, this is the back cover, and this is the spine. Okay, is it heavy or light? Written by Susan Hughes. Heavy or light? Some materials are heavy. They weigh a lot. This bulldozer is heavy. It is used to push heavy piles of dirt. This wrecking ball is heavy. It is used to knock down big buildings. Some materials are light. They do not weigh very much. A coin, see her hand? She's that coin. A coin is light, so you can carry it in your pocket. A hair clip is light, so it will not be too heavy for your head. What does a boat anchor do? Does an anchor need to be heavy or light? So, my friends, a boat anchor is something that boats use to help them to stop. Remember, boats are big and they are heavy. So, what do you think the anchor is? Heavy or light? Right, heavy. It has to be heavy to be able to help the boat to stop, right? Lift it. There is another way to find out if an object is heavy or light. We can lift it. Pick up a marshmallow. Was it easy to lift? Is it heavy or light? Have you ever seen a marshmallow before? Have you ever picked it up? How did it feel? Was it heavy or was it light? Pick up a chair. Was it hard to lift? Is it heavy or light? Now hold the marshmallow in one hand and lift the chair with your other, if you can. The marshmallow feels lighter than the chair. The chair feels heavier than the marshmallow. As you know, a marshmallow is light, it's small, you can lift it in your hand, but a chair is pretty heavy, right? We can also measure objects using a balance. A balance is a tool that measures mass, that's weight. It tells us how much matter is in an object. A heavy object has more mass than a light object. The side of the balance that holds an object with the most mass will go down. The side with the object with less mass will go up. Which has more mass, the red block or the paper clip? Remember, the heavier object will go down. So as you can see, the red block is heavier than the paper clip. And the paper clip is up in the air, so it's lighter than the red block. Which is heavier, the green block or the red checker? Right, the green block. As you can see, it's down and the lighter object is up. What equipment at the playground looks like a balance? Have you ever seen anything at the playground that looks like this? That's tricky, right? A seesaw. At some playgrounds, there is something called a seesaw, and you guys can go on it and go up and down and up and down. Not heavier, not lighter. Sometimes neither side of the balance goes up or down. The objects on each side are balanced or in the same position. That is because the objects have the same mass. They weigh the same. So right here we have the green block and the red block. And the balance is not up or down. It's equal. It's the same, right? Because they weigh the same. Even in this picture right here, it's a mom and a child and a dad and a child. And as you can see, they're on the seesaw at the park. But it's not going up and down because they weigh the same. How is a seesaw like a balance? How would you make one side of the seesaw heavier? What do you think they can do to make one side heavier, to make one side go down? So I think if dad picks up his feet, the seesaw probably will tilt down. So, my friends, now that we have explored heavier and lighter, now we're going to do it ourselves. Are you ready? Let's go. So, now that we have explored things that are heavier and things that are lighter, you should be able to do it yourself. So, what we're going to do first is I want you to go on a hunt. I want you to find 5 things in your home that may be the same size or the same weight as an apple. Okay? I'm going to say on your mark and set, go. And you're going to take off and you're going to go and find those things. Are you ready? 5 things that may weigh the same as an apple. Okay? On your mark, get set, go. Ooh, I can use this. Okay. Wow. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is a good idea right here. All right, friends, come on back. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video and then continue after you found your 5 objects. So I found a can of soda. I found an eraser. I found a block. I found a book. And I found a baby. Okay, friends, so we're exploring items that are heavier and lighter, and sometimes people use tools to help them. You don't have this tool at home, but I thought it would be fun for you guys to see and experience it. This right here is called a balancing scale. The heavy object makes the balancing scale go down, whereas the lighter object is up in the air. So we're going to use our bodies right now to explore balancing. Let's have some fun. All right, friends, let's take a stand-up break. We're going to learn how to balance, and that's going to help us to understand what a balancing scale does, okay? So I want you to stand up right now. Stand up, stand up. Go to a place in your home and take one foot and put it in the air. Take your arms, put your arms up like this, and try to balance. Ooh, see how I'm tipping side to side, and I'm going lower and higher. That's exactly what a balancing scale does. It tips, and the thing that is heaviest, it goes down. So down here is the heavy thing, and up here is the lighter thing. Let's try the other foot. Ready? Go ahead. Pick it up. Oh, balance, balance. Try to keep your arms straight because that means it weighs the same. That means it's the same. You're perfectly balanced. Everything is the same. But when it starts to tilt, woo, woo, and one is down and one is up, that means something is heavier and something is lighter. All right, my friends, let's go find and explore with the balancing scale. Good job. Okay, my friends, so here's my balancing scale, and here are the items that I found to see if they are heavier or lighter than an apple. Let's begin by putting the apple here. Boop. Do you see what happened to my balancing scale? It went down. That means that the apple is heavier than air because there's nothing in this basket right here, right? So the apple is heavier right now. Let's put in my block. Do you think this block is heavier or lighter than my apple? You think so? Let's see. Are you ready? Which item is heavier now? You got it. You got it. The block is heavier than the apple. Okay, my friend. So let's take the block out now. Take it out gently. Okay, now I have my eraser. Do you think my eraser is heavier or lighter than the apple? You think so? Let's see. Which item is heavier? The apple or the eraser? You got it. The apple. The apple went down. So the apple is heavier than the eraser. Okay. Now let's try my book. Do you think my book is heavier or lighter than the apple? You think so? Let's see. Which item is heavier? Right, the apple, because the apple is still down. It's like, oh my goodness, it's super heavy. The apple is heavier than the book, which means that the book is lighter than the apple. The apple's heavier and the book is lighter. Let's try my soda. Heavier or lighter? You think so? Let's try again. Got doing a good job guessing. Look there. Which item is heavier? Right, my soda can. It's heavier than the apple. Wow. And the apple is what? Is it heavier or lighter than the soda can? Right, the apple is lighter than the soda can. All right, my friends, my last object, the baby. Is the baby heavier or lighter than the apple? You think so? Let's see. There you go. Which one is heavier, the apple or the baby? Right, the baby is heavier. The balancing scale is down on the baby side. So which item is lighter? The apple. You got it. You guys are amazing. Good job. All right, friends, that was fun. So now what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and some crayons. And the first thing I want you to do is to draw a picture of one of your items that was heavier than the apple. Can you do that? I think you can. That's the first thing I want you to do. Draw a picture of one of the items that you found that was heavier than the apple. Then the second thing I want you to do is I want you to take your paper that says heavy and light. And I want you to try to sort the items that you found and see if they're heavier than the apple or lighter than the apple. So if they were heavier than the apple, you're going to put them over here with the heavy. If they were lighter than the apple, you're going to put it here with light, okay? So for instance, this is my apple in the middle. What item did I have that was heavier than the apple? Right, the baby. The baby doll was heavier than the apple. So the baby's going to go right here, okay? What other object did I have that was heavier than the apple? You got it, the can. The can was heavier than the apple. So I'm going to put it over there too. All right, my friends. So now the second thing I want you to do is I want you to put things where they belong. All the items that were heavier than the apple, I want you to put it on this paper right here. That means heavier. It weighed more. All the things that were lighter than the apple, I want you to put it on this paper right here. These things are lighter than the apple, okay? So I'll put the apple right here in the middle. And I remember that my baby was heavier than the apple. So I'm gonna put it over there with heavy. And my soda can was also heavier than the apple. So I'm gonna put it over there. Then my eraser. My eraser was lighter than the apple. So I'm gonna put it here. And my book was also lighter than the apple. So I'm gonna put it here. And the last thing I had was a block. My block was heavier than the apple, so I'm gonna put it over here with the heavy. So now it's your turn. I want you guys to begin to sort your items. Have fun and make sure you draw your picture. All right, friends, I will see you soon when it's time again for math time. See you soon.